Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Just thought we'd have a quick chat and provide some information about these front wheel bearings off the LC120, the Prado, Landcruiser Prado. This is off our 2008 120 Prado, so there's a few things I'm going to point out. They were replaced, I think it was in 2015, so if you've been watching the videos, you'll see videos where I sort of checked them as part of a service after a trip. Found the play in one of them. We can recap over all that, and also there's a couple of videos, one that goes for about, I think it's about an hour actually, really taking the time to give you maximum information and DIY style. You haven't got necessarily all the tools, so I'm trying to help you out and really almost trying to make it look hard. It's really hard for me to watch. I go, just shut the camera off and get the damn job done. Anyway, there's also another one. We did one side and then we did the other side. The video is only about 20 minutes. Now, sorry about the noise in the background. That's rain. It's coming down pretty heavy on and off at the moment. I was trying to wait till it stopped, but of course it's not going to stop. Now, this is the one off the driver's side. This is the one off the passenger side. To be really clear, what we did back in 2015 for our vehicle, we reused these hubs. Now you can probably see one of the reasons right there in front of you. As we've mentioned in other videos, lots of information in all the other videos, and you've really got to be patient and listen to the waffle, because there's a lot of information in the waffle. Okay, now one of the reasons we like to replace the hub is every time the wheels go on and off. Okay, these studs, they're like $10 each genuine, and we know genuine are the best, but when people over tighten them, and they do over the years, they can stretch these studs, so you just never know when they're stretched a little bit and when they're going to let you down. Okay, so that's one reason, because the hub comes with all the studs, right? The genuine hub comes with all the genuine studs. Now, something else a little bit related to brakes. Now, see this rust here, okay? And there's a bit of rust there. There's a bit of rust everywhere, but notice in between there's a bit more rust there, and there it's a bit more shiny. So where your wheel goes against that, look, when you take the wheel on and off, or when you take the rotors on and off, more to the point, because the hat type rotors, they sit over the top of these hubs. You should try and clean this up with a wire brush, clean it up best as you can. But you just can't. If you've seen our videos showing the brand new genuine hubs we supply, this is the hub pressed into the bearing, this is the bearing. We'll get to more detail in a minute, and some of the problems we've seen on these and others all mixed in. But you can see the brand new shiny hub, it gives a nice flat surface here. It gives you brand new studs. It gives you a nice clean surface in here, regardless of who's worked on it before, so that your cap, if you don't damage it, or if you choose to buy new ones yourself separately, they're about $30 each. So using our videos, you should be able to get them off without damaging them. They can be quite difficult to get off if you don't use the right tool. It's in the other videos. Just search replacing Prado front wheel bearings. And it's not just Prados, guys. The Hiluxes are basically the same. They're not the same, they're very similar. And other vehicles as well, whatever vehicles without, with sealed bearings have got an arrangement very similar to this. So the information can be adapted to anything other than like the part numbers or the parts. Like for example, we can supply you a brand new pair of these hubs, brand new, everything you see here in the picture, brand new, ready to go and bolt on DIY style. And using our videos, you can just replace those as prevention, but we're going to give you maximum information here. Okay, so there's three reasons we like replacing the hub as part of it instead of reusing it. This is a bit of R&D. You got to remember, our 2008 120, we use it a lot off-road, we use it a lot touring. The idea is to use it hard, treat it hard, but also look after it and stay ahead of you guys so we can see what's going to go wrong. So, and we like to have a number of other vehicles like that we keep an eye on, clients we've got, people we know, people on trips, so that we can see these failures first. That's another reason we've got all our Facebook groups, so that we're doing that research, you know what I mean? Now, what do you mean those Facebook groups you say? I'll just give you a quick look in case you're pretty new and you don't know, right? So there it is, right? See the top there, 4x4 Diesel, Facebook. We don't use Messenger, so don't bother with Messenger. If you've got a question, you put it on these groups. See these Facebook groups here, groups and pages. On the Prado Hospital, that's the servicing side of it. You want to be and following that one for the up-to-date information. Prado Hilux 1K FTV injectors. You want to be on that one. That's to do with the part side of things. So if you do want to buy an injector kit, all the latest information is going to be there. Then we've got our groups, depending whether you've got a Prado or a Hilux, whether you're in Australia or not. Then we've got the engine specific group, Toyota 1KD FTV, injectors and engine. Then we've got the four separate groups, 1KD, 1GD, 1KZ, and 1GR, depending which engine you've got. And if you're anywhere in the world, you can join those groups, as long as you know you can answer the 3 questions. Guys, you need to answer the 3 questions. The client only group is for clients only, so you need to be in Australia because we can only supply parts to Australia. We're flat out doing that, mainly the injector kit, also the BFE kit, these front bearings, and for the Hilux as well. Mainly pick up on the Hilux bearings at this stage. Just a few local guys have been grabbing those Hilux bearings. And of course, Dobinson suspension kit supplied to anywhere in Australia. But hang on, we're going to get it back on the topic. Sorry about that. Right, so that's the reasons we like to use a new hub. It costs time now to split these apart. These ones might not be too bad, but we're going to have to use tools and labour to split these apart, which is time is money. Now, the cost of the hub, it might be more than the labour to split it, but when you kind of go, well, if you take the labour off and add the cost of the part on, blah, 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 it might cost a little bit more to do it this way, but it's just better. You've got everything brand new. 100% seal there, 100% flat surface there, new studs there, and the other one we've demonstrated in other videos. If you have a look with these, right, see where, right, there's a seal in here that, careful where you buy your crap on eBay and whatever, right, if you're going to do that, because there's one seller at least that I've seen photos more than once on Facebook of people going, oh, I got these for $150 each or whatever it is. There's no seal there, hello, and these bolts they put there, they're POX anyway. We like genuine stuff anyway, or at least OEM. But my point is, see the seal there, right? See that? That material, that metal, and this is rubber, right? Now, what I'm trying to point out is that rubber seal is running along the metal. If it's old and rusty and corroded, you're not going to get a flat, clean line like what you're going to get here, right? Right? You know what I mean? Like a rubber seal against that's going to seal better than a rubber seal against that. And quite often when we split the hubs, that's what we see behind it. So there's 4 reasons, right? 4 reasons to use a new hub. This is something you're going to do every 200,000 Ks on average. That's a long time, right? Just put the new hub. I'm just giving you advice, guys. You can do whatever you want. And isn't 4 reasons enough for you to go right now and press the like button? Go and press, yep, we like that. So I know I'm telling you the right thing. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense, right? We haven't even got to the bearing yet. Now, this one, there's nothing. This is the driver's side. There was nothing wrong with it. There was a bit of grease coming out the back of it. That was a little bit concerning. I'm not sure if that's what it was, or if that was me being a bit, because I like to put grease on things, but I wouldn't have thought I'd put that much. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But there was no play in it, no noise whatsoever. It's only done about 130,000 Ks. That's why we've got written good right hand. That's our spare now when we go on trips. Instead, on big trips, we used to take a new one as a spare, even though we do the preventative maintenance changing these. Now we just take an old one as a spare, so whatever. Or if there's someone that comes in the workshop that needs a wheel bearing, their wheel's nearly fallen off and they can't afford the new ones, then we'll sell them one of these ones. It gets them out of trouble. Could last a very long time, especially if, and the life of these, it varies a lot depending whether you're using it, just going to the shops and back, school and back, going to the other side of town and back, and it's all blacktop, right? Smooth roads. Now, this one here had the tiniest amount of play in it. You could hear the play in it in the video when I wobbled the wheel. Okay, if you're not aware, guys, we've got 2 YouTube channels, right? One's for the automotive side, that's this one, and we've also got the touring channel, right? Check this out, right? 4x4 Touring Australia. And sometimes, we're going to put the touring information, the trips, showing you trips so you can get out on your own trip, or follow our directions to do your own trips, or join us for trips, or whatever you want to do, right? But the point is, sometimes there's going to be a bit of a crossover of information where a little bit of mechanical, like checking the hubs and that. It was an after trip check, so it was trip related. So we put the car up. That's not on 4x4 diesel, right? But there is other videos on for it. So, you just probably want to be on both. Now, at the end of the day, yeah, so just go and subscribe, turn that bell on, and then you got it covered either way, right? And you'll see some awesome scenery as well. So this one over here, when we wobbled it, you can hardly get I can feel it, right? Don't worry, you can't see it. I can just feel that there's a tiny amount of play there. Now you can have a look at it. You know, there was no rust or anything to be seen. What I wanted to also point out in this video is, I think I've put it the wrong way now, is, so the O-rings, we talk about the O-ring. There's an O-ring that goes on here to seal it. When we supply ours, it comes with the seal that goes behind here. It's not in the picture. It comes with the O-ring. It comes with that seal fitted. It comes with that little extra we do, and that's we put the RTV on there to make sure there's no moisture getting under that seal, because that's metal pressed over metal, and we were suspicious about it. I'm not sure if I'm right or not about that, right? So all new, all the seals and gaskets, everything you need, ready to bolt on. It's pretty straightforward, 17mm bolts, you just bolt it on. Why did it fail, guys? Well, there's only a little bit of play in it, and I'm tipping I could have nipped it up and it probably would have went for many tens of thousands of Ks more, but maybe not, and I'm not prepared to risk that because of where I travel. It was the left side. Something to take into account, I suppose, is the left side, there's always more bumps. There's always, you know, on narrow country roads, or there's always rough stuff on the left. You know, you sort of move to the right, car comes, you got to go left, bang, and it's always getting slammed, right? So with the bearings, it's not just about mud, dust, water. I mean, water and mud and dust is a big contributor, but I've got to say here, I'm not seeing, we're going to strip this down and we're going to have a good look at it and see if there's any trace. So you want to make sure you subscribe so you can see the report on this bearing. We may even do that in a video, or we may strip it down and then show you in a video. But I can't see any evidence of any water damage on this from the outside, which I do see on quite a lot of these bearings usually, okay, but not on this one. So look, stay tuned, guys. Only genuine bearings. The O-ring, you put a bit of grease on here, because I don't know if you can see that one there. You can see that corrosion, and it comes in, and again, that's not going to seal as well as a new one, okay? That's why a new bearing, new O-ring, bada bing, and this was obviously new, but it just goes to show the moisture gets in there, and I put a little bit of grease on there when I did those too, but the surface on the other side of on the car, the steering knuckle, that's not new, is it? You know. So anyway, guys, I've gone on long enough. That's 12 minutes. I tried to give you as much as I could. I don't know what else I can do. I hope you got something out. Please give us a thumbs up if you did get something out of it, and there'll be more videos in relation to this and other important stuff you need to know about. Bada boom, subscribe, turn the bell on, check out the other channel as well. Like, thumbs up, please. Thanks, guys. See ya.